And there was an order from the Emperor Augustus that all in Bethlehem of Judea should be enrolled. And Joseph said, I shall enroll my sons, but what shall I do with this maiden? How shall I enroll her? As my wife? I am ashamed. As my daughter then? But all the sons of Israel know that she is not my daughter. The day of the Lord shall itself bring it to pass, as the Lord willed. And he saddled the ass and set her upon it, and his son led it, and Joseph followed. And when they had come within 3 miles, Joseph turned and saw her sorrowful. And he said to himself, Likely that which is in her distresses her. And again Joseph turned and saw her laughing. And he said to her, Mary, how is it that I see in thy face at one time laughter, at another sorrow? And Mary said to Joseph, Because I see 2 peoples with my eyes, the one weeping and lamenting, and the other rejoicing and exulting. And they came into the middle of the road, and Mary said to him, Take me down from off the ass, for that which is in me presses to come forth. And he took her down from off the ass, and said to her, Whither shall I lead thee, and cover thy disgrace? For the place is desert. And he found a cave there, and led her into it. And leaving his 2 sons beside her, he went out to seek a midwife in the district of Bethlehem. And I, Joseph, was walking and was not walking. And I looked up into the sky and saw the sky astonished. And I looked up to the pole of the heavens and saw it standing, and the birds of the air keeping still. And I looked down upon the earth and saw a trog lying, and workpeople reclining, and their hands were in the trog. And those that were eating did not eat, and those that were rising did not carry it up, and those that were conveying anything to their mouths did not convey it, but the faces of all were looking upwards. And I saw the sheep walking, and the sheep stood still, and the shepherd raised his hand to strike them, and his hand remained up. And I looked upon the current of the river, and I saw the mouths of the kids resting on the water and not drinking, and all things in a moment were driven from their course. And I saw a woman coming down from the hill country, and she said to me, O man, whither art thou going? And I said, I am seeking an Hebrew midwife. And she answered and said to me, Art thou of Israel? And I said to her, Yes. And she says, And who is it that is bringing forth in the cave? And I said, A woman betrothed to me. And she said to me, Is she not thy wife? And I said to her, It is Mary that was reared in the temple of the Lord, and I obtained her by lot as my wife. And yet she is not my wife, but has conceived of the Holy Spirit. And the midwife said to him, Is this true? And Joseph said to her, Come and see. And the midwife went away with him, and they stood in the place of the cave, and behold, a luminous cloud overshadowed the cave. And the midwife said, My soul has been magnified this day, because mine eyes have seen strange things, because salvation has been brought forth to Israel. And immediately the cloud disappeared out of the cave, and a great light shone in the cave, so that the eyes could not bear it. And in a little that light gradually decreased, until the infant appeared, and went and took the breast from his mother Mary. And the midwife cried out and said, This is a great day to me, because I have seen this strange sight. And the midwife went forth out of the cave, and Salome met her. And she said to her, Salome, Salome, I have a strange sight to relate to thee. A virgin has brought forth a thing which her nature admits not of. Then said Salome, As the Lord my God liveth, unless I thrust in my finger and search the parts, I will not believe that a virgin has brought forth. And the midwife went in and said to Mary, Show thyself, for no small controversy has arisen about thee. And Salome put in her finger, and cried out, and said, Woe is me for mine iniquity and mine unbelief, because I have tempted the living God. And behold, my hand is dropping off as if burned with fire. And she bent her knees before the Lord, saying, O God of my fathers, remember that I am the seed of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. Do not make a show of me to the sons of Israel, but restore me to the poor. For thou knowest, O Lord, that in thy name I have performed my services, and that I have received my reward at thy hand. And behold, an angel of the Lord stood by her, saying to her, Salome, Salome, the Lord hath heard thee. Put thy hand to the infant, and carry it, and thou wilt have safety and joy. And Salome went and carried it, saying, I will worship him, because a great king has been born to Israel. And behold, Salome was immediately cured, and she went forth out of the cave justified. And behold, a voice saying, Salome, Salome, tell not the strange thing thou hast seen, until the child has come into Jerusalem.